and all nature lovers as well as the ecologists, research scholars, and the students who are engaged in research activities. So here, today we are presenting a webinar on a role of botanists in identification and conservation of medicinal plants and production of high quality herbal medicine. So here, our institute has decided to take a webinar in a pandemic situation. So here, today, on the occasion, on this auspicious occasion, first of all, I request Professor Tribhuvan, IQAC coordinator, IQAC coordinator, to say few words about the webinar. Please, Dr. Professor Tribhuvan, sir.
Good morning to all. Morning to all. Honorable all the dignitaries, resource persons, and the participants. I welcome all of you. I quality assurance for which internal quality assurance cell, that is IQAC, in Swami Muktananda College of Science, Yaula, in the year 2005. Since then, IQAC has evolved, predefined objectives by formation of different committees. IQAC functions as an advisory body to the college on academic activities, infrastructure development, students' welfare schemes, and the extension activities. It facilitates various activities for the overall development of the college in the consonance with the higher education at the local, national, and the global levels. IQAC is made effective, which may serve as a powerful tool for the efficient administration in the institution. Arranging the conferences, seminar, webinar is the part of the research activity which runs through the IQAC. Conferences, webinars are the platforms for the sharing the knowledge, ideas from the expert to the society stakeholders. Today, our botany department and IQAC arranged the webinar on role of botanists in identification and conservation of medicinal plants and production of the high quality herbal medicine. Actual, not only the role of botanist, but it's the role of every common man to conserve the medicinal plant. Since our childhood, we have been listening about the grandmother's purse. In Marathi, Ajibai's Batwa. Ajibai's Batwa. We are very popular to herbal medicine due to this pandemic because to recover or fight against with the coronavirus, we use the Malegaon extract. What the content in this extract? That's are nothing the daily using spices easily available in our kitchens. Like that, number of plants in our surrounding has medicinal importance. Today, both eminent personalities having the direct field knowledge and the experience in this area. So I hope that they enlighten us by sharing their valuable knowledge. Thanks to everyone. Take care. Stay home. Stay safety. Stay healthy. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Very nice thought you have shared to our participants. Now, I request to our honorable principal, Dr. D.B. Goswami, sir, please give a welcome address to our participants. Sir, please. Goswami, sir. Sir, please, your welcome address. Goswami, sir. Goswami, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay. Audible, sir? Hello.
Yes,
Sir, start your welcome
Yes.
speech.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on role of botanists in the identification and conservation of medicine plant and production of high quality herbal medicines. This webinar is organized by Department of Botany and IQAC of Gurudev Shikshan Mandal Swami Muktananda Science College, Yeola. Myself, Dr. D.B. Goswami, principal of the college. This webinar cannot be completed without kind support and encouragement of Honorable Dr. Amritsa Sarangdharsa Pehlwan, President of the Sri Gurudev Shikshan Mandal, and Honorable Sri Deepak Bhau, Sridhar Bhau Gaikwad, and other members of management. Medicinal plants have been utilized in basically all cultures as well as spring of medicine, affirmation of the well-being quality and viability of medicinal plant. And herbal atom has now turned into a key issue in industrialized and in creating countries. It gives me immense pleasure to grace all of your presence in the interest the entire committee. It gives me tremendous contentment to be presenting the welcome speech amongst the most respected personalities who have present here. I ensure the seminar will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present here. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. Over Tribon, sir. इतनी काढ. President. Tribon, sir.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
हाँ, sir. हाँ, हाँ.
Principal has delivered welcome speech. Now I request the Honorable Chairman of Gurudev Shikshan Prasarak Mandal, Dr. Amrutsa Pailwan, to say few words about this webinar as a inaugural address. Sir, please.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. You are welcome to our national webinar organized by Department of Botany and IQAC. I am so happy to see you together here. A big thanks to each and everyone present here for joining our program. I heartily welcome today's speaker, Professor Dr. M. Daniel from Gujarat and Dr. Sharat Kamble from Trambakeshwar, Nashik, as well as teachers, botanists, ecologists, nature lovers, researchers, scholars, and students for joining national webinar in botany. I hope program will be great and successful, and I hope you will enjoy the webinar. Thanks you, Dr. D.B. Goswami, principal of our college, Dr. M.V. Patsore, head Department of Botany, Professor A.P. Tribhuvan, IQAC coordinators, and all faculties who worked really hard for this program. Have a good time. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you.
Sir.
Wish all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Oh.
Before we get started, now I request to the today's speaker from Gujarat University, Dr. M. Daniel, who is a professor and ex-head Department of Botany, MS University of Baroda, who is a eminent personality in a botany all over the India. And Dr. Daniel is a very, very knowledgeable person who gave time to us to deliver a webinar on this auspicious occasion. So I again request Dr. Daniel sir to deliver your speech on role of botanist in
नहीं
production of
प्रत्येक जण
high
joined है ना.
quality herbal medicines. So before getting started, I request to Dr. S.W. Patale, please introduce our today's eminent personality, Dr. M. Daniel, Dr. Patale sir.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Good morning, all participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker of first session, Professor Dr. Mamal Daniel, who is going to talk to us about role of botanist on production of high quality herbal medicines. Let me introduce Dr. Mamal Daniel with you. Professor Dr. Mamal Daniel, who is a professor and ex-head Department of Botany and ex-dean, Faculty of Science, Maharaja Sayajirao University of Vadodara, Gujarat. Presently, sir is the managing director of Dr. Daniel's Laboratory, Baroda, Gujarat. Sir has 39 years teaching experience and 49 years research experience. He supervised about 40 MSc projects, 17 PhD programs, and 5 major research projects. His field of research is taxonomy, phytochemistry, phytoalexins, and medicinal plants. Sir has published about 170 research papers and articles in various national and international journals. He wrote 18 books, out of which are 5 are famous international one. He guided 17 PhD students. He completed 5 major research projects for which he received about 69 lakh rupees from various agencies. Among academic activities, he was chairman, faculty board, Faculty of Science, Maharaja Sayajirao University, 2009. He was member, faculty board, Faculty of Science from 1990 to 2011. He was also chairman and member Board of Studies in Botany from 1985 to 2011. Presently, sir is a member, Research Advisory and Monitoring Committee for Botanical Survey of India, which is appointed by Minister of Environment and Forestry, Government of India. Sir is a member, Advisory Board, Mentor Biological Sciences, Navratna University, Baroda. Sir is a member, Board of Studies in Botany, Nagpur University. He is a visiting professor, Parul University, Baroda, as well as visiting professor in Government Ayurvedic College, Panigate, Baroda. Sir received award, a Lifetime Achievement Award in Life Sciences by Indian Society of Solid State Chemist and Allied Branches at International Conference on Futuristic Material in Forensic Science and Life Science, Department of Chemistry, Nagpur on 5th February 2015. And Marathoma Mano Seva Award 2015, the highest recognition from Syrian Christian Marthoma Church, Kerala on 2nd September 2015. Finally, I request today's eminent speaker to guide to guide about role of botanist in production of high quality herbal medicine. Over to Dr. Daniel and controlling unit of webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. After this brief introduction of Dr. M. Daniel, now just a little housekeeping before we get started. If I request to participant, if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into a chat box. You will have time for questions at the end of the session 1. Then to keep the quality of sound functional during the meeting, please mute yourself when you are not sharing. And but when you please remember to unmute when you wish to share your views. So please follow these instructions. Every participants, I request again and welcome those who are newly or recently joined this webinar. I thanks again as a department of head department of botany to all the participants and speakers and those who are actually participated in this webinar. Now I request the today's eminent personality and the speaker of today's session 1, Dr. M. Daniel, sir, please guide us on this pandemic occasion. So which are the actually herbal plants or herbal medicines and how they are very useful, not only as a medicine, but as a nutrition to our eminent or to our all students, participants, faculties, and the common peoples. So again, I welcome, sir. Please deliver your speech, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Tribhuvan sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Patale sir.
Pasore, sir.
I am also thankful to Pachore sir and Goswami sir, Principal sir, for asking me to give a webinar on herbal medicines. See, the role of botanists in identifying the other speaker will talk, and my duty is to explain you how, as a botanist, you can help in production of high quality Ayurvedic and herbal medicines. Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible and visible
Okay.
also.
Now, for everybody, there is a doubt. What is this Ayurvedic medicine and how it is different from herbal medicine? Because many people use these terms without knowing the meaning of these things. Ayurvedic medicines are our age-old medicines. Say, if you want to get a license for manufacturing Ayurvedic medicines, you can have certain restrictions. Say, only the plants listed in old text like Charak Samhita, Aryabhishek can be used as medicines. And the method of preparation, you will have to follow exactly what is mentioned in those books. And most of these are polyherbal formulations. For example, your Chavanaprat contain about 25 plants besides Amla. And you can add Bhasma, minerals. And there is no concept of active principle in that. They say the whole plant is a medicine. Now, if you want to add any new plant, for example, stevia, you cannot do it. And the latest methods, scientific methods of extraction and processing are not encouraged. Now, for Ayurvedic preparation, there are a lot of restrictions on food. Now, contrary to that, herbal medicine, you can make a medicine from any plant based on bioprospecting, ethnobotany, or phytochemical screen. That is mainly based on clinical evidences. Clinical evidences are, now the vaccine trials are going on. Just like vaccine trials are on human being, you can also try these medicines on human volunteers. I think there is some problem with sharing the screen. Now something else has come up. Now,
Your screen, sir.
my lecture, my slides are seen.
Not.
Now something else. Session 1, session 2 are seen.
Yeah. Yes.
Now please manage that one.
Yes, sir. Now share your screen, sir. Share your screen. Share again.
Yeah,
Yes.
now it's okay.
Okay.
Now herbal medicines, you can take any plant, maybe foreign plant or a new plant. Now this should be based on clinical researches. Now, if there are a lot of data available on the pharmacological activities of these plants, you can use them. And you can also explain the active principle, and you can add some other plants having antioxidants, antimicrobials, biocatalysts, immunomodulators. And in herbal medicine, there is no restriction of food. Now, even though there is a distinction here in India, there is no licensing for herbal medicine. You will not get a license for herbal medicine. You will have to take license from the Ayurvedic drug controller. Now, there are a lot of problems existing in India. Now, so many industries are there manufacturing medicinal preparations. Now, maybe in Gujarat itself, there are about 3,500 factories. And in all over India, it will be in 10,000. Now, they all produce medicine, but not all of them are effective. Because the problem is they don't know the plant, actual plant. Then they don't know how to process it. They do not know how to formulate it. So the main problems are selection of plants. Which plants are to be selected? Suppose you want to prepare a medicine for diabetes. Now, which plant is to be selected? That is very important. What people are doing is that they will copy somebody else's product. Suppose if Dabur is having an anti-diabetic preparation, you can just copy it. Take out the plants, change the proportions, and you get a license. So in that, many a times, your products may not be effective. Now, second and the most important problem is adulteration of raw material. Now, G.L. Chopra, he was conditioned by the government to take a survey. And he says that 80% of the raw material available for the pharmacies, both Ayurveda and herbal, they are all adulterated. 80%, you get only 20% original material. That means the activity is coming down to 20%. Then there are extraction procedure and nobody knows about how to extract the compounds. Then the other problem is lack of knowledge on active compounds. Now we have so many plants. I used to tell my students, in China has only one plant for memory, that is ginkgo, while we have 15 plants. We have 4 Shankabush peas, and we have 2 Brahmis. Then we have Jyotishmati. Lot of plants are there, but why China is in the world market for memory enhancers? The problem is that we do not know how to select our plants. So if you want to start, see, my lecture is a motivation lecture for all botanists and Ayurvedic and herbal people. Say, you can do it. You can make excellent medicines. See, I was teaching botany for about 35, 40 years. And I was teaching phytochemistry, taxonomy, and medicinal plants. And then after my retirement, my students came to me. They said that, sir, why can't we do something? Then I said, if you are there for a sincere work, not looking to the profit. You do not tell me that within a year I want to buy a car or a house. No, that is not possible. You will have to work with me, I will help you. And because my students are there, they said that we will name our pharmaceuticals as Dr. Daniel's laboratory, saying that by my name, people will have faith that it will have correct plant and it will have correct compounds. So if you want to start an industry, and you will have to look for the plants having large number of clinical researchers. You go to Google. You go to Google and search for, suppose, anti-diabetic plants. Then they will give you a number of anti-diabetic plants. Then look to the plant in which maximum researchers are there and clinical researchers are there. You will have to select the plants in which a number of clinical researchers are there, in which the extracts of the plants are clinically proved in animals and as well as in human volunteers. And then you will have to go for plants having more than one activity. And then what is more important is that it should be available commercially. Say, I have a product for problems of ladies. Now that needs Saraka indica, original Ashoka. But I am not getting it now. Say that is available only in Kerala, only few plants are there and they are not selling it. So I have stopped production of that one. And then cost factor. It should be manageable to your purse. Now, if cost factor, if your raw material is very costly, your product will be very costly. So you will have to look to how to do it. Then I am giving you a list of the best plans for all problems. Now this is taken from my plans, my book published in 2006, Medicinal Plans. I will just glance through it, I don't explain. This is general tonic, Resinatrix. This is for rheumatism and arthritis. This is for diabetes. A number of good plans are there. Cardiotonics means heart medicines. Then hypertension, insomnia, anxiety, neurosis, so many plants are there. Then female urinogenital problems, so many plants are there. Skin care, lot many plants are there. Hair care, lot many plants are there. Obesity, these many plants are there. Cough, bronchitis, so many plants are there. Fever and cold, there are a lot of good plants are there. Now, but
याला लिव करून नंतर जॉइन होता येतं ना
we can.
The participants, mute your mic.
I think you stop. Mute the mics of participants, please. Now, even though we have the very best plans, we cannot reach international market. There are a lot of problems are there. I have already mentioned that it is our plants selected are not good. Then all materials are adulterated. Then we have poor knowledge on chemical methods to extract the compound. Then there are no supplements, there are no bioenhancers, and then market pressures are there. Now, to explain what is the logic behind Ayurvedic or medicinal herbs. If you take one plant and take the extract, a kada of Amruda, Tinospora, you may think that it may contain only one or two alkaloids or something. It is not that way. It contains large amount of primary and secondary metabolites. They say up to 1,000 or 2,000 compounds are there in one glass of your extract. And that contains sugars, amino acids, peptides, proteins, then lipids, and alkaloids, if there are few. But so many terpenoids are there, monoterpenes are there, iridoids are there, steroids are there. Then a large number of phenolics are there. If you name all of them, see, that is what metabolome means. Metabolome means all the chemical components of a single plant. So a metabolome is about 4,000 compounds. It may go up to 10,000. But see that your extract, when you boil a plant material in water, it will contain at least 500 to 600 compounds. And all these compounds are having one or the other pharmacological activity. See, Duke is one of the biggest ethnobotanists, and he has written a very good book on green pharmacy. Now, he had a data of pharmacological activity of common compounds. Now, he says that simple compound, ferulic acid, gentisic acid, camphorol, they are all pain relievers. And cinnamic acid, coumarin, myrcetin, these are there in almost every plant. They are anti-inflammatory. They can be used for rheumatism. Now, there are a number of compounds present in the same plant which have synergistic action. And you just see coriander, dhania, and jethymate, licorice, contain 20 chemicals. One plant contains 20 chemicals which are antibacterial. Now, ginger contains 17 chemicals, different type of compounds which are antibacterial. Nutmeg contains 15 compounds. Black pepper contains 14 compounds. And if you see the quantity of this compound, licorice, jethymate contains 33% bactericidal compound. And coriander contains 2.2, fennel contains 1.5. That means all these compounds in an extract, they will be working synergistically together to produce a medicinal action. And also, if you just see the literature, they say that one plant have many actions. So if you read any book on medicinal plants, you will see that it is good for rheumatism, good for diabetes, good for stomach problem. Then an allopathic man cannot understand this. Allopathy, there is a single chemical. And they say that how one plant can be good for all, because they contain different compounds having different pharmacological activity. For example, Borrelia diffusa, Punardava. Punardava, one compound is punardavoside. That is good for blood pressure. Then hyposandin is hypertensive. Then rotinoids are good for the kidney. Flavonoids are antioxidant. Then ecdysterone is an anabolic steroid. Then that is rich in potassium. See, one plant has all this. That is why Borrelia diffusa, Punardava, is considered to be a rasayana drug, general tonic. And see, how do you select the plant? That is very important. I have already mentioned that one. Now, for a botanist, and if you want to go into production of medicines now, you will have to get a lot of literature. Now, to get license is very difficult. See, you will have to give them proof. You will have to say that the plants are good. So, you will have to select plant based on the literature review. Now, here there is a problem. Now, the names are changing. The name change is a headache for everybody. But then, it is a correct thing. Say, one plant is given different names in different areas. One name in India, one name in Persia, one name in Europe. And these plants are universal. So you should have only one name. And that is the first one that is published. So that is why people now undertake a lot of studies on what correct name is there. You know that before Europe started taxonomy and Linnaeus and all that, in India, in Kerala, or rather in Malabar, the first book, Hortex Malabaricans come, and that is written by a Van Reed. So that was in 1600. Now this contains a lot of plant names of that plant. So remember that India has a ancestry in this. You can say even before Europe became taxonomists, Indian taxonomists are there. For example, Van Reed. Now at that time he had given the name for what is that? Randia, Cirrhompis. And correct name for that was Katunaraga. That was given as early as 1650. And now when they saw that This is published by Hortus Malabaricans. And then they said, this is the correct name because this was. So when you look to literature, you will have to search for not the latest one, but the earlier ones also. Say, Hydrocotyle asiatica Brahmi is now known as Centella asiatica. So you will have to take literature for both Hydrocotyle asiatica and Centella asiatica because the computer look to the names only. They do not know what exactly you want. So the earlier names are also to be studied. Then conventionally used plants. See, if everybody is using one, you can take that one. Now clinical researches are there. This is clinical researches in Pterocarpus marsupium, Vijay sir. A lot of work is there. Maximum work is there. It is also a cardiotonic. Now the problem is, if you want to make a medicine, you will go for a single plant or you go for polyherbal formulation. See, people have an idea that if you have more plants, it will be more effective. Now people ask me, why don't you add this plant in your product? Why don't you add that plant in your second product? Now they have some hearsay, but not proof. But then the problem is that, suppose if I have a product with 20 different plants, each plant will be having only 5% share. Now their efficacy vary. So whether it is a good plant or a moderately active plant or a poorly active plant, its share is only 5%. So there the active components will be lesser because every plant is having only 5% share. Now if it is a monoherbal, it is completely of the same plant. Now I have one product with only one plant. It's wonderfully working. And I don't go for polyherbal, maximum 4 or 5 plants, which are very active. Then also the proportion will be varying. Proportion will be varying. Now, for example, my diabetic preparation contain more of Vijay sir, because that is the most active one. The other ones, they have some other property. That's why I have added. Now, adulteration. Now, here is one area in which the botanists can do wonders. See, almost all industries, Ayurvedic or herbal industries, they have only one Ayurvedic doctor or an informed person who do not know anything about adulteration or who do not know anything about pharmacognosy or phytochemistry. So all the industries, they are suffering because they do not identify, they cannot identify the raw material. Suppose, I wanted Seraca indica bark. So somebody sent me 200 kilos of Seraca indica. They said, sir, this we have collected. And that person was a MSc taxonomist. And I just asked him, you send me a sample. It was then the bark of Polyalthea longifolia. See, instead of Seraca indica, Seraca indica is known as Ashoka, and the other one is known as Ashopalav. So they took Asho from Ashopalav and said that this is Ashoka. And this is the biggest problem. People do not know. There will be many, many industries they will be using. I tell you my example. When I started my work, I went to a factory. Now, you see, those people who do not have a manufacturing facility, they can approach a good factory and you can go for a loan licensing. Loan licensing means they will give you an area and their place to work. There you will have to have your own man. But what is the more suitable for all of us? I am also doing that. It is a third party manufacturing. See, I tell them, this is my formulation. You collect the material and prepare and give me the medicine in bottles. And I will pay you what is the price decided by you for every bottle. Say you take your production charges and then your profit, and then give me one bottle for a particular maybe 80 rupees, 100 rupees, and I will sell it outside. So then you do not have any headache. See, now the headache is there for you. You need 7 to 8 rooms, you need 15 people, you need a library, you need bigger extractors. And none of those problems are there if you go for third-party manufacturing. But only thing is that you will have to tell them the actual formulation, which many people do not agree. They think that people will copy it down. But that is immaterial. You will have to go to a good manufacturer. I am doing that way. And that is third-party manufacturing is easy. There is no investment for you. But only thing is that you will have to give them the advance money for manufacturing. Now, this raw material identification, botanists can do. How you can do? I will tell you some of the examples. Now, this is Brahmi. Centrala asiatica, this Gotukola, and Bacopa moneri, that is known as Nir Brahmi. Now, all over in the market you get is this Marimia emarginata, this plant. This is a weed. This is common in all grounds. And you just see the flower. And the leaves are exactly, here I am comparing. This is Hydrocotyl asiatica, and this is of Marimia emarginata. Now this you will get 50 rupees a kilo, while original Hydrocotyl is 2000 rupees per kilo. Now everybody goes for Marimia emarginata. They say that kisko malum hai, who knows? And that is why all over India, and people are making a killing by selling Marimia emarginata as Centrala asiatica. And people do not know how to identify. See, if you see the plant, they do not know. If you want to start production, get only full plant, no powder, no extract. Take the original plant. You say that I want the whole plant, or the leaves means only leaves, and then you can check it, the shape of the leaf. And there I am coming to many other things. Now this is Saraca indica. This is the photo of Saraca indica, original Shoga, but all over India, Polyalthia used, Polyalthia. And then there are Bohemia, Bombax. Now somebody from Kotakala Ayurveda Shala is one of the best manufacturers of Kerala. They say Shoria robusta bar can be substituted for Saraca indica. Maybe, I don't know, but I do not have the guts to try that one. Then Shangapushpi, you have many Shangapushpi. There is Carnodulus, Pluricolis, the white flowered one, blue flowered Evolvinus alcinoid. These two are excellent Shangapushpi. But then the other two, Clitoria, Parajida, even though this is sold as Shangapushpi, it doesn't have any property of memory enhancement. Say in mid-India, Central India, Canscora decusata is used as Shangapushpi. I do not know much about it, but that is not the actual Shangapushpi. Then Anandamul. Anandamul, originally it is Hemidesmus indicus, but Hemidesmus indicus is not available in the market. Instead, you get the other Decalepis, Echinocarpus, Cryptolepis, and what you get is market is this product. Now, all these are of the same family, Asclepidiaceae. So chemically they may be similar, so there is not much problem in Anandamul. Then Passion Bhed. Passion Bhed, original Passion Bhed is Bergania ligulata, but then so many other plants are used. Erva lanata, Amania vaccifera, Coleus ambonicus, Clausocardia, Celosia, Scoparia. Now, all these plants are having different chemical compound, different activities. They cannot form actual Passion Bhed. Then these Amania vaccifera, Coleus, these are all. Now, Gokhru, Tribulus terrestris, the best medicine for kidney stones. Now, this is small Gokhru, Tribulus terrestris. This is Pedalium murex, that is the bigger Gokhru. And now, Acantospermum. See, this is the full fruit. This is the maricarp. Now, they also have two tribulus, Gokhru. Now, this tribulus and pedalium are entirely different in chemical composition. I have just completed a study on comparison of these two. Gokhru, tribulus contain lot of saponins, while your pedalium contain mucilage only. They do not contain any saponin. Then how you can, so how you get the result? Then Dashamula, another very bad condition. See, the first 5 are herbs and 6 to 10 are trees. Now, to get 100 kilos of roots of desmodium is impossible. To get 50 kilos of Shuddharthida is important. Or you say Solanum indicum, 50 kilos, Tribulus terrestris, 50 kilos of roots, 100 kilos. It's impossible. So, what these people are doing, they are doing samulam, mean the whole plant. Now, there is no study of comparison of root and with the whole plant. We have started studying that. We have studied Tribulus terrestris roots. They contain saponins of the aerial stem. There is no problem. But others, no study is there. None of the studies are there for these trees. People do not know anything about. Lot of adulteration. And all over India, everywhere you get the Shmula Arishtam and the Shmula product. One of the best medicine, they say, good for immunity. But then how people are manufacturing, I don't know. This is where a botanist can do wonders. Now, how you identify adulterants? You just see, as a botanist, no two plants are alike. Every plant is unique. Every plant has its own compound. They are different in morphology, family character, and anatomical characters, then chemical compounds. So you can do a lot of things. Organoleptic characters. See, you can identify the product by color, texture of bark, leaves, then smell. And if it contains volatile oil, it may be a Rutaceae umbelliferae, or foul smell, Mappia, sulfur smell, cruciferous plants. Then if it is acidic, certain plants are there. If it is bitter, it would contain alkaloid. So these are some of the characters you can try. Then micromorphological characters are the best. If you get the raw material, just take the powder of that one and look for characters of your plant. For example, glands, trichomes, then unicellular medifixed hairs are there in Nigofera. Multicellular hairs are there, uniseriate, biseriate, multiseriate, stellate hairs. Then glands, they are all there. You can check the purity of your raw material by these micromorphological characters. See, this is, Bella, there are about 10, 12 plants used as Bella. See, Sida, Sabutilon, Grevia. Now, this is one of my studies in which I have taken stellate hairs of different Sida and Abutilon. See, each plant is having its own distinct stellate hair. Some are having single arm, some are having 2 arms, some are having many arms, some are star-like. So just take the powder and look for stellate hair. You can identify which plant is used as Bella. Then this is Ingiofera. See, the medifixed hairs, lot of difference in shape, size are there. Then glands are there. See, first 2 are from Pedalium murex. See, the glands are there. And this is Tribulus. Unicellular, elongated glands are there. Then different types of trichomes and glands are there. That is there everywhere. Then other anatomical characters, you take a section of stem, leaf or something. You just see what is the nature of parenchyma, size of parenchyma. Then vessels. Vessels are very important. You can see vessel member, vessel segment. Then breadth and height of pits, tracheids, xylem fiber. All these things are very peculiar for every plant. A good pharmacognosy study will tell you whether your plant is correct or not. You can go good for look for rays. You can look for crystals of calcium oxide, calcium carbonate, and silica. starch grains, chlorides, stomata, etc. Then, if you know a little bit of phytochemical analysis, this is what I always suggest to everybody, that you should have a little small phytochemical laboratory in which you can do TLC and paper chromatography. And every plant is having a single compound or a combination of compound, and you can test your raw material. You can just extract them in alcohol or water, boil in water, and take and do a chromatography analysis. Now, if extracts are, we can take extract and analyze the paper and thin layer chromatography. See, this is my book. This I published after my retirement, 2016. And it's only 325 rupees, paper bound. Say, myself and my son. My son is a organic chemistry PhD. He's an associate professor. And we have written this book in which there are 300 plants. Tests for 300 plants are there. Alkaloids, steroids, analytical methods are there. Now, this is sold out within 4 years. Now they are coming out with a reprint. Now this is 355 analytical methods for medicinal plants and economic botany. And this will give you, starting from your plant material, how to extract, how to analyze them, how to do TLC or paper, what are the spray reagents, what are the solvent system. I think this should help you. Then another one is plant drug analysis. Now this is a German author, Wagner, Blatt and Skansky. Now this is in TLC. This is a book only on TLC, in which TLC pattern of many different drugs, but mostly of European plants are there. And they are given color photographs. See, these are the color photographs. See, this is visible light. These are some of the alkaloids. This is in UV light. This also is in UV light. Now, this is one plant, Vijay sir. See, I told you Vijay sir is Pterocarpus marsupium. The heartwood is used in diabetes. Now, when I started my work, I told that factory man where, I do this manufacturing. I told him, मुझे विजय सर चाहिए. तो he said, आपको कितना सैंपल चाहिए? आपको अजमेर का चाहिए, कलकत्ता का चाहिए, देहरादून का चाहिए, बॉम्बे का चाहिए. I told him, you give me all of that, all your samples. Then he had given me 10 different plant material in 10 different plastic bags. I took it. I came home, and at home after my retirement, I have established a small laboratory. I took the extract and run paper chromatography. And this is the UV image of paper chromatography of Vijay sir. And in the beginning, all the 10 woods he had given me, they were not Vijay sir. See this distinctive pattern, there is a fluorescent green and fluorescent yellow. This compound was not there in any of those 10 plants. Then I told him, see, these are not Vijay sir. Then what he said, sir, hum to yahi use karta hai. I said, that is why you do not get any result. Then we went to the forest department, and from there, they gave me original Vijay sir. Now only forest department supply the original Vijay sir. That also, many people give you the bark. Bark is not the active compound, it is the wood. Now, this is another testing. These flavonoids of some plants I have tested. Then another one is cost factor. If you want to buy plant material, you go to a buyer. They will ask you, sir, आपको सबसे बढ़िया माल चाहिए? We call it super माल, but वो तो महंगा पड़ेगा. They say that it will be very costly, maybe kilo 500 rupees. Then you say that it is, no, we cannot afford it. Then you say, तो आप सादा माल ले लो ना. So in सादा माल, you get some substitutes will be there. That won't be pure. And it will be comparative. You say that 200 rupees kilo I will give you. ये मतलब वो भी महंगा है, तो एक काम करो, तो आप ये चालू माल ले लो. चालू माल मीन्स कुछ नहीं होगा, उसमें फंगस भी होगा और सड़ा हुआ होगा, रोटन मटेरियल होगा. They will give you for 50 rupees kilo. But then the problem is that how many compounds you will get it, how much efficacy it will have. So what I have done, my manufacturer, is that do not bargain with suppliers. You say that, sir, 5% भाव कम करो, तो वो लोग 5% दूसरा माल डालेंगे. So I said, you ask them, see, I will give you the money you ask, but give me the original material. And they say that Daniel sir का है, so इसमें कुछ भी गलती है तो पूरा मटेरियल वापस देगा. So I said no bargaining on the raw material, and so I get good product, original material. And then extraction method. This is another problem. See, in Ayurveda, what they say that you extract them in 10 times water, concentrate it, and then, well, that is not a better method. See, you will have to extract maximum compound from the plant material. So for that, you can repeatedly extract. See, and even extracting solvents are important. I'll come to that. So in water extraction, I said, you take 50 kilos of material and extract them with 500 liters of distilled water or deionized water. See, normally people do that, they take the water available from tube well and put it in that. That will contain all minerals and all kacharas. So go for deionized water. And I told him 50 kilos of material should be boiled for 2 hours in 500 ml of water, filter it. Then the residue, the plant material, should be extracted again by 500 liters and then take out the filter it. And then the residue again extracted with 500 liters of water. That means 3 times. In the first extract, 60% of compounds will come. Second extract, 25% of the remaining compound will come. Third extract, 5% of the last compounds will come. But more than that, you will not get it. So then he said, see, I will to concentrate 1,500 liters and make it powder. It will be very costly. I said, I will pay. I said, इसलिए मेरा product costly है. See, that is why my products are costly, but very efficacy. Now he said, sir, आपका तो ये method तो बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा. मैंने बोला मैं पैसा दे दूंगा ना. और अभी उन्होंने भी यही method use किया. तो वो अभी, you know what he is saying now, पहले हमको 100 किलो में से हमको 7 किलो एक्सट्रैक्ट मिलता था, लेकिन अभी आपके मेथड में से अभी हमको 13 किलो एक्सट्रैक्ट मिलता है. That means all the compounds are coming out. So he is very happy to do that one. Now, in if you see Ayurvedic preparation, some of the plants are extracted in ghee or some are extracted in oil. You can extract them in oil and ghee, but then how to concentrate it? That's impossible. So for that, you will have to use isopropyl alcohol. Now, you just see our Kurkuliga orchids, musli, Kali musli. Kali musli contain the first column. These are water-soluble compounds, saponins and all that. But water-insoluble compounds are more in number. So if you extract them by water, all these lipids will not be available. Now go through triple esterosis. Now this is extractable in water, but this is not coming in water. Then Safed musli. only these compounds will come in water first column, then second column, it will not come in. So Vidania, Ashwagandha, they say that Vidania, you boil it and drink. But if you boil it and drink, you get only these glycosides. But you won't get vitafarin and other steroid derivatives. And Abrus precatorius, chanoti, uska patte. And you get these compounds in your water stack. So many compounds are not available. So what I am doing is that, say for example, in one of my product, I use ginger, adrak, gingiber officinale. And first I extracted them in water and tested. It did not contain any gingerol. The extract did not contain any gingerol. Then I remembered that in college, practicals, we used to do gingerol that were extracted by alcohol, methanol, or garlic. Garlic, we used to extract them in alcohol. And if you extract garlic by boiling in water, no sulfide will come. So then I told him, see, we'll have to extract them in alcohol. So he said alcohol is not available. Then he said isopropyl alcohol is industrial alcohol, almost same boiling point, 78 degree, and then that can be used. So your extraction procedure should be very important. Then you can add antioxidants. Antioxidants, you know, these days, antioxidants are very important. See, our body has a lot of antioxidants when you are born with. But then pollution and all other pro-oxidants enter in your body, and your antioxidant is becoming, is used in fighting those pro-oxidants. So for body maintenance, there is not enough antioxidants. So the less antioxidants in your body, that is known as oxidative stress, that is the cause of aging. And there's a cause of rheumatism, stroke, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's and Parkinson diseases. And antioxidants are plentifully available. Almost all phenolics are antioxidants. So I add antioxidants to many of my products. Then bioenhancers. This nobody knows and nobody is using it. You know that Murray, Piper longum or Piper nigrum, that contain piperin. Piperin is a bioenhancer or biocatalyst. And you know, that is, there are a lot of researches on that. You take any medicine and take black pepper water along with that. You boil it in water and drink that hot liquid. Then absorption of all allopathic and other compounds will be more in your body. And that is why they say it is a bioenhancer and biocatalyst. The activity of every compound can be enhanced by addition of piperin. So in most of the product, I add piperin. Then other recommendations. You know, people are getting fed up with the Ayurvedic products because there are a lot of irregularities are there. See, if you take 500 milligram extract for every capsule, you take a good capsule, it is 500 milligram. Actually, I fill 500 milligram extract in every capsule, while my manufacturing said, they said that we will add only 50 milligram per capsule. And rest 450 milligram, they are putting the plant powder. Hello. So you will have to put, so somebody said, you know, some other medicine, they have all your plant material which you are using. I said they are using only 50 milligram of extract. 500 of extract. That means my capsules are 10 times. I think you can mute the mic of somebody. I'm getting disturbed. So this is loyalty to the customer. See, if you give a product, see that you give a good product. So that the customer will buy again. You know what people say about Ayurvedic? They say, "Sir, kha ke thak gaya," means they get bored. So they say that your product is also like that. I said, no, you try my product, and if your results are there, then come again. Now, second is bioenhancer. Piperin is to be added. Then antioxidants I am adding. Then adaptogenic plant, that is the rasayana drugs I am adding. And above all, to all the students or anybody who is interested in manufacturing, I say the honesty is the best policy. And if you are honest in your dealings, you know, original material, proper extraction, then your product will sell. Otherwise, it will sell. You know, you get lot of advertisement. They say this is excellent, this is excellent. But after 15 days or 1 month, you don't see them because people who take them will never buy it again. So their market potential is lost because they are not honest people. Now, say we have about 15 products, and how I produce my products, and it's the summary of that. Botanically correct plants are used. See, we check every raw material for their genuineness. Second is only plants with clinical research support are selected. And third is no bargaining on raw material. I told you, if you bargain, they will add kachara into that and you get a less correct product. Then entire plants or plant parts are ordered and checked for adaptation by morphological, anatomical, and phytochemical features. Then extracts are also checked by TLC or paper for active constituents. Then the plants are extracted with deionized water. No pollutants. And 3 subsequent extractions to bring out both major and minor compound. Then organic extracts. See, some of my product, I extract them first with isopropyl alcohol so that all the compound insoluble in water will come out. And then I filter out the isopropyl alcohol is separated and the material is again extracted with water. So I get all water soluble and water insoluble compound. Capsule containing 500 milligram extracts. Each medicine is supplemented with bioenhancers and antioxidants, and additional rasayana drugs are there. And final product also is analyzed for active constituents. Now, I will introduce my 15 products, which are very, very, very good because many people are very happy with that. And see, in this, I do not give you the proportions of the plant material because then anybody can copy it. And whatever in my product, I have written that this is 20%, this is 30%. They are not correct. See, I am worried about the copycats. If they say Dr. Daniel's Terogena is good, diabetes is good, then immediately they will copy. Immediately they will copy. So therefore, I give them the plant material so that in testing laboratory, you will see that these materials are there, but their proportions are different than that is given in the label. Now, say, which plant is to be selected? See, I have seen a book of Subramania that was published by CRC Press before 4 years. There are total number of plants used for diabetes is 2000, but promising plants are only 120. But this 120 you cannot put in your preparation. You will have to select well-known plants. Then this is my product Terogena for diabetes. The name is from plant material only. G for gymnema, T for pterocarpus, like that, Terogena. And this contain amla, Vijayasar, Gudmar, Jamun beech, and their proportions are different. See, I have added 3 major one, Vijayasar, Gudmar, Jamun beech, which are hypoglycemic. But then amla is for vitamin C and lipid for management. See, if you are diabetic, you are bound to get heart problem. So I have added Arjuna also. Vijayasar also is good for heart. Then glycogen formation in liver, that is Jamun Sariva, blood thinner Sariva, and antioxidant will be there in all. Now, this is for joint pain, Asunoha, for all type of rheumatic problems. Amrita, Sundi, Belai, Renda, Kapas, B, and all that. So there are 10 types of rheumatic afflictions are there. So I have selected 9 different plants good for many different types of rheumatism. So my one medicine will be good for all. Then this is a water soluble cream, just like tiger balm and all that. But this is water soluble. So, and there is no stains. If you apply in your body, any joints, then it will be absorbed very fast and there is no smell and your clothes will not get stained. Then this is for heart, Arjuna, garlic and Sundi. Sundi is your ginger, and then Karipata is there, Manjishta is there, Vijayasar is there. Then this is one of the best plants. I have only one product with single plant with Manjishta. Manjishta is Rubia cordifolia. But you know that original Manjishta is not available in India. Say whatever you get in the market is the other species of Rubia. And that contain root, stem, leaf, everything. And that you get kilo 50 rupees. While I import our Rubia cordifolia from Iran for 2000 rupees per kilo. Now, this is a well-known plant. You say that this is good for skin and all that. Everybody uses them. But if you see the literature, and I wonder why people haven't understood it, this improves microcirculation. Microcirculation means the very, very small artery or vein, or that is capillaries. Now, these capillaries, if you take the circulation systems of your head, it is just like a root system of a big mango tree. And so many capillaries, so many veins, so many arteries are there. Now, that is microcirculation. Now, Manjishta has the ability to strengthen the capillary wall and open up these capillaries. And moreover, this will give you oxygenated blood. And this is said to be a blood purifier. So what it gives is that it gives a lot of antioxidant. It opens up, it thins blood, opens up all capillaries and strengthen the walls so there is no stroke. And this is very good for tinnitus, vertigo, and Alzheimer's and Parkinson diseases. And I recommend this to everybody who crossed to 50. You can prevent your heart attack. You can increase your memory. And what I say is that if you take Manjishta daily, it can increase the lifespan, healthy lifespan by 10 more years. This is the guarantee I am giving to my people, my patrons. So there are so many elderly people are there. They're very happy with that because that gives you more immunity and more alertness. You can work more, you can think more, you can walk more, and you get 10 more. This is one of the best anti-aging drugs. But then it is not the Rubia cordifolia available in the market, but it has to be available from Iran. This is the Rubia, original Rubia cordifolia. Then for prostate enlargement, this is a very common problem now. More than 60% of people in India, they have. Only 2 plants there, pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds and Jethibat, your glycyrrhiza. Now, this is also good for cancer also, prostate cancer. Then Sipalin, this is for acidity. You get Bhumi Amlaki, that is your Philanthus, Amara. Then Bringaraj, Eclipta, Kalmek, Katuka, then Sundi, that is your ginger and Mari. Then this is a cough syrup only for asthma. Asthma, and it's good for every type of cough. What people say is that you take 10 bottles of other cough syrup. You take one of Dr. Daniel, and Dr. Daniel's medicine works. And this contains Tylophora asthmatica. This is known as dumbbell. Dumbbell means dum means asthma. And this is very good for preventing your corona. See, this strengthens your nose. This strengthens your respiratory tract. Tylophora asthmatica, this is the best medicine for asthma. So many people, they are taking this one and they do not want to have that inhaler anymore. Then Lindy pepper, Piper longum, and glycyrrhiza. Then Mrinalini for sinus problem. Sinus also is, this medicine also is excellent for corona problem, because there are a number of Ayurvedic doctors who are using this to treat their corona patients. This contains only 2 plants and myrrh. That is Alderlandia corymbosa. And this Alderlandia, this is a weed, very common, this one. And this is Vernonia cinerea. So there you go. Now, I found out this accidentally because my daughter, who is now an associate professor in botany at one of the nearby universities, she had a problem of sinus when she was a student. And she used to tell me, Papa, I can't breathe and all that. Then I wanted to go for surgery, but then people advised, don't do it. Then as a last resort, I searched a book and find out these 2 plants are very good for fever. Alderlandia corymbosa and Vernonia. I just took these 2 plants, boiled and gave her for 4 days, and her sinus problems vanished. And this I told to my chancellor, Mrinalini. This is Mrinalini madam. See, Baroda University is a state-owned university, but chancellor is from royal family. And this is Mrinalini Devi Puar. She passed away. And she came to me, to our department, for an exhibition on medicinal plant. And I told her that these 2 plants are excellent for sinus problem. Then she said, I suffer for 4 months every year. You give me this one. I'll be your guinea pig. Then I prepared the extract, then added milk powder into it, made capsule and gave it. And within 15 minutes, I got a call from her, says, Daniel, it works. Then she was after me every year. This was in 1999. Then she used to tell me every time, whenever we meet, that why don't you make it commercially? I said, Madam, I am an employee of MSU. I cannot start a factory now. Then 2012, I got retired. And then 2014, she passed away. And then I felt very guilty that I couldn't fulfill her desire. So then I went to her sister-in-law, Shubhangini Puar. She is the chancellor now in MS University. I told her that, you know, the late madam had a desire for me that I should manufacture this medicine for sinus. She said, I know it, you know, she was suffering so much and you only came and helped her. And I asked her, say, can I give my medicine her name, Mrinalini? She said, with pleasure. So then the second request was, Madam, when I release this, you should come and release it. And this is what she is doing. She is releasing Mrinalini. And when she was talking about her sister's problem, she almost wept. And this is tried and tested on Mrinalini madam. And this is the report came in Times of India in 2015. Then Triosa for kidney stones. Femcare. See, all problems. See, problems in periods. Now this PCOD. And for menopause, there is no medicine. Now, this product was very good. I said was very good because now I cannot produce it because I do not have original Ashoka. Now, this was very good for menopause, post-menopausal symptoms. Then this was very good for PCOD, cysts in every organ of the female reproductive system, and period problems, though no problem, and also good for slimming. See, the people who take steroids for birth control, they get fattened, and this will reduce the extra fat. Then this is for men, Kali Musli, Gokru, Safed Musli, and all that. Then there is a cream in which all these are there. And here I don't use paraffin or wax, but I use triethanolamine stearate, which is a water-soluble medium, which itself is antimicrobial. Then recently I came with a hair oil, and based on researches, I looked into the growth of hair, and then I saw that hair follicle contains stem cells which can be switched on and switched off. And this can be activated just like a switch. And this stimulation can be done by giving cytokines, neuropeptides, hormones, etc. So I prepared a oil containing all the cytokine and neuropeptide from all these plants, and this I found it to be excellent. See, even my friend who is now 75 years old, he is using, and his hair is all white, but now in between black hairs are coming. So this will stop your hair fall within 4 or 5 days, and initiate for youngsters is a boon. And in this, I use both extracts, water extract as well as what happened? And then I come out with a caffeine-free tea. This does not contain caffeine or tannin. This contains mainly Arjuna, Shariva, and Acorus calamus, Vacha for memory. Then Arjuna, ginger for stomach problem, Manjeshta blood purifier, curry leaves, good for acidity, cinnamon. Now this is one of the best fatigue tea. You take this, I take, and I give my wife also 2 times a day this tea, so that all tiredness will vanish, and very good for stomach. And you can give it to children also. See, because they contain vacha, that will increase that will take care of their stomach. That will increase their blood supply. And these are all based on my work of 40 years. 40, and even now I am working. New papers are coming out. And luckily for me, my daughter is a botany professor. My son is a chemistry professor. They all work on medicinal plants. See, other avenues are natural dyes, biopesticides, biofertilizers, biofuel, etc. Now, these are the main source books I have used. And you can see my website, and you will see all explanations of all our medicines, our policies, our ethics. We say that we are out and out sincere people. And you can believe our products, because this is with an idea of serving the society. Yeah, and I told them, to my students also who joined me, I said, let us show people that we can make very good medicine. You can contact me by this email link, or you look to Facebook of Maman Daniel or Dr. Daniel's laboratory and see. Nowadays, I give a lot of scientific articles in this Facebook, and people appreciate very, very much. And in acute emergencies, you can ring me up. See, I get a lot of calls. They are from my patients. And this is one thing we have discovered. This is a spiral anomalous secondary growth. This is in Trianthema root, which we have published. This is a new discovery. Like that, you even at the age of 75, I'm 71 plus. I am doing a lot of good work, and I am very happy that my studies and my researches are useful to people, and people bless me. You know, the people who take my medicine, they phone and say, "Sir, Bhagwan aapka bhala kare." And these are the blessing which I am getting, and I get a lot of satisfaction. And so this I tell you because the botanists can do wonders. They can identify the correct plant. They can extract them properly. They can make a good formulation. And there is lot of scope for a botanist. Only thing is that you should be sincere in your dealing, sincere in your studies. Don't think that, see, I was very unhappy when I got botany for my BSc. I said I wanted chemistry. But that is why after my PhD, for my PhD, I took chemotaxonomy, chemistry. I struggled. But now I think that it is the best thing in my life that I got botany as the subject. So I could do a lot of these things. My laboratories are working, and my son is helping me, and my daughter is helping me, and I have got a whole team of good people around me. I get very best products. You can see my website. Thank you for a patient listening. Probably I took more than uh, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Sorry for the delay. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving valuable insights. Production of high quality herbal medicine. So actually, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, actually, sir, in our SPPU, Savitribai Phule Pune University, there is a syllabus for TYBSc botany, medicinal and economic botany, and your investigations and your work actually, which helps us very good. Actually, this Rasa Guna Ayurvedic pharmacy, Tridosha concept, Ayurvedic principles, Ayurvedic formulations like Asava, Arista, Vata, Churna, Chara, Leha, etc. So they actually I taught to the BSc students, final year students. It's very useful for our students and public also. So actually, sir, this is the actually spray ray of hope.
हेलो सर
Present scenario of pandemic caused by COVID-19.
सर ये पीपीटी में ग्रुप में शेयर करेंगे क्या टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में जो अभी प्रेजेंट हुआ जस्ट
After complete the webinar, will decide.
So after finishing this,
Okay.
after completing this, it will be shared.
Okay,
Yeah, you can use it. You can use it.
sir, in this pandemic situation, COVID-19, you told about the Tylophora, so which is very useful on asthma and corona. So this is also very valuable information to the common people as well as all botanical faculty and students also. Very nice, sir. Very informative lecture you have given here and accepted our invitation. So there are some questions, sir. So with that, we will go ahead and take some time for the questions, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, Dr. Pachore. Dr. Pachore.
1 minute, Dhanote sir. Dhanote sir, 1 minute.
Okay.
One question from my old colleague, that Dr. Shekhar Mohite, who is work on the conservation and the identification of the Khas Plateau. He asked the one question: wild plants, if we take it under the cultivation, is there any change in their contents? If yes, how it affects the medicinal properties?
Yeah, if you cultivate that, for example, Gugulo, Comifora. Comifora was introduced in Anand as a fence plant material, and in all cultivated.
converted this converted
Okay, other participants, please mute your mics.
Now, see, I am giving you an example of Comifora VTI. Now, it was difficult to be propagated, but then we found out a method to propagate very fast. Then it was introduced as a fencing in all over central Gujarat, in that water belt. And there they grew very well. See, in seed condition, the growth was retarded, means very difficult. But the mature plant, when you tried to extract gum, it was not containing any resin. It contained lignan instead of glucosterols. So if you introduce it, you will have to give them the same climate as they were experiencing earlier in their wild state. Because most of these compounds are formed under stress. They are stress metabolites. And if you give them all facilities, it is just like, you are giving your food lot of things to eat and no exercise. And they do not know how to face the problems of society. And then only they will become more strong. That is how, if you want to introduce them into cultivation, give them the same environment as that were there in their old stage. Then chemical content will not change. Yes?
Okay, thank you, sir. Next question from Pathore, sir.
Thank you, sir. My question is, already in your webinar, sir, you mentioned the name of plant, Tylophora asthmatica. So, is there any work, further work on this corona pandemic situation, sir?
It is not audible. Your question is not audible.
Tylophora asthmatica. Sir, it is actually useful on asthma. You told actually in your webinar.
Yeah, exactly. It will strengthen your nose. See, Tylophora means is an allergy. No, this asthma is an allergy. Allergy can be of pollen, allergy can be of virus or bacteria, anything. And this one will help you to strengthen your nasal system. Your virus enter through nose and all these areas. And that will strengthen. So I suggest Tylophora as well as your that Munali, Alderlandia and Vernonia. Say thus medicine for sinus as well as Tylophora. This combination of these two are given to people now by Ayurvedic practitioners in Gujarat. So they work very well. And even at home, my daughter-in-law, my son, my daughter, all of them, they are going to office. I give them this only to get resistance. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir, very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Any questions, please, from participants? Dhanwate, sir.
Yes, Sunil Dhanwate.
Hello.
Sunil Dhanwate, sir. Sunil Dhanwate.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, some जो लोग रहते हैं वो genetically disorder रहते हैं. Suppose sickle cell anemia and thalassemia. For that purpose, which medicinal plant helpful for increasing the blood level? This is my family problem, sir. That's why I am asking to you. Hello.
Hello. See,
sir. Some genetic. Hello.
So if it is
sir, some genetical problems in human being also.
Yes,
Cell anemia. This is my family problem. That's why I am asking. Hi, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
You can give supplements containing iron. That is, there are certain plants. Say, for example, moringa. Moringa, drumstick leaves. That is good for that. And then methi, your trigonella leaves are good for that. Then even
which is helpful for increasing the HB level, sir?
That is your moringa is best.
Yeah. Moringa.
Thank you, sir. Drumstick, moringa oleifera. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. I want to ask a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Professor.
Yes, sir. Sir, I want to ask one valuable question to Dr. Dalial, sir. Sir, in Odisha, especially tribal district, the tribal peoples are using some drugs, some herbs for snake bite, for curing snake bite. So have you find any, and I have seen also they are using this and also cured. I have practically seen 2 to 3 cases. But have you found any herb to cure the snake bite in your experiences? The allopathic medicines are not demanding this Ayurvedic herb cure actually cure the patients. Have you seen any herb medicine for snake bite treatment?
No, there are a number of plants used for snake bites. And I don't remember them now because I'm not dealing with that. But if you just look to literature, you just search Google, you get a lot of plants which are used for, and Google will give you answer from all this published literature. So you can get it from that. And those people, you can collect those plants, try to identify, then we can study them.
So can you have it the phytochemical analysis of that plant so that you can confirm it? Because allopathic medicine not obeying all the things, not agreeing all the things is working actually.
Yeah, we can find out what are the chemicals those plants have, and then we can study in some test systems, some clinical researches we can do it. It is possible, and that is a good lead. You try to collect those plants, identify it botanically, and then that may lead to something very good.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
For that I want your help, sir. Sir,
Yeah, we can do it. We can. My email, everything is there. I have given. Okay.
Thank you, Das, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. Next, Anote, sir, you want to ask the question? Please unmute yourself and ask the question. Anote, sir.
Culture, sir. Sir, by basic qualification, I'm from physics, material science. But I ask our questions regarding our Indian culture. Indian culture is divided into 2 parts. First of them is your Dravidian culture and our Aryan culture. Is there this culture is divided on the basis of herbal plant or herbal medicine?
Herbal means at that time, population was lesser and the plants available were lesser.
Yeah.
Now the population is more plants are being identified.
Yeah.
So in our earlier culture, the number of plants were lesser. Now you see, now there is one new trend is there, bioprospecting. Suppose Rauwolfia serpentina is there, Sarpagandha everybody knows. But there are a number of other species of Rauwolfia. They contain almost same compound. But other compounds are to be studied. Other plants are to be studied from the same genus or the same family. So you can incorporate them into herbal medicine. Earlier, the accessibility to plants were lesser. So people used only plants around them. But now the mode of information is very great. If I identify a new plant, everybody will come to know it because of networking and all that. So they have used the plants available then, but now lot many other plants are there. And bioprospecting. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir,
Pachore, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is
Hello.
Now, this session is over. So I request to all the participants.
Hello.
Hello.
Ajay Herdman.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
No? Yes, Ajay, tell.
सर मुझे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना है कि जो मतलब ब्राह्मी होता है तो ब्राह्मी में मैं मेडिसिनल प्लांट से ही मतलब एमएससी कर रहा हूँ, तो मुझे ब्राह्मी में एक क्वेश्चन है कि जो एक दो टाइप के प्लांट होते हैं, एक होता है सेंटेला एशियाटिका, इसको हम मंडूक पर्णी कहते हैं, और एक बकोपा मोनेरी, तो इन दोनों में से ब्राह्मी की कौन सा है सर?
Hello, other participants, plus your mic.
Rane sir, please.
Tribhuvan sir. Tribhuvan sir.
भाई जरा काम कर रहा है नहीं
Tribhuvan sir.
Rane
sir,
sir, with your mic.
Tribhuvan sir, add me as a co-host.
Sir, thank you very much. Thank you. So with that, we will get ahead and enter into the second session now. So this is the second technical session of today's webinar, which is on role of botanists in identification of medicinal plants. So now I request to Professor Bhagwat VC to introduce our second presenter, Dr. Sharad S. Kamble, a young scientist and taxonomist from MVP's Art, Commerce and Science College, Trimbakeshwar, to our esteemed audience. Sir, Bhagwat sir, please, to introduce our second presenter, Dr. Sharad S. Kamble.
Hello. Hello, Dr. Pathore and Professor Tribhuvan sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Sir, please start. You are audible.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon to all. I am very happy to introduce today's speaker in second session of today's webinar, and the topic for the same is role of botanists in identification and conservation of medicinal plants. The Dr. Kamble sir is working as assistant professor and head Department of Botany, MVP's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Trimbakeshwar District, Nasik, from Maharashtra. The Dr. Kamble has research area or research specialization in angiosperm taxonomy, nomenclature, biodiversity, and conservation. Dr. Sharad Kamble completed his PhD under the guidance of well-known personality in Maharashtra, Dr. S.R. Yadav, Department of Botany, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and the title of thesis of Dr. Kamble is Taxonomic Revision of Genus Theropegia in India, and also Dr. Kamble on Dr. D.S. Kothari Postdoctoral Fellow, Department of Botany, Goa University, Goa. By his hard work and studious nature, Dr. Kamble described 19 new species to science. Along with this work, Sir is a reviewer for 13 scientific journals like Nordic Journal of Botany, Phytotaxa, Telopia, Journal of Threatened Taxa, Bangladesh Journal of Botany, Bangladesh, then Phytomorphology, Journal of Botany, Bombay Natural History Society, Fides Repertorium, Taiwania, Tropical Journal of Forestry, Journal of Asia Pacific. Dr. Sharad Kamble has too much research experience. He worked as Senior Research Fellow under UGC, Maulana Azad National Fellowship. Also worked as Junior Research Fellow on project entitled Establishment of Arboretum of Medicinal Important Plants of Western Ghats. He was selected as Fellow of Indian Association for Angiosperm Taxonomy and also got an excellent research award from Science and Exhibition Center, China, in International Conference for Science and Technology. Dr. Kamble also delivered a talk in International Botanical Congress, Shenzhen, China during 217, and he also got Professor M. Sabu Award for the best paper in angiosperm taxonomy during 2017. He stood in first rank in the PhD Research Scholar Seminar competition during 2014 and 15. He got Professor Dr. G.V. Joshi Gold Medal for standing first in MSc examination, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Also received Shivaji University Merit Scholarship for meritorious performance in Faculty of Science at the MSc Part First examination during 2009. He also got Dr. T.M. Patil Botany Parithoshik for standing first in MSc Part First. Also got first prize Dr. G.V. Joshi Seminar Competition conducted by Department of Botany, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Dr. Kamble published 60 research articles in national and foreign journals, and also published one booklet, and the name of that booklet is Lead Botanic Garden Enumeration of Plant Wealth, and this booklet published by Head Department of Botany, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He presented more than 35 papers in seminars, conferences, and workshops of national and international repute. Along with this work, Dr. Kamble attended more than 30 seminar, conference, workshops, and more than 30 lectures delivered by Dr. Kamble in conferences and seminars. And about a membership, Dr. Kamble is a life member of Indian Association for Angiosperm Taxonomy, life member of Delhi University Botanical Society, annual member of International Association of Plant Taxonomy, Slovakia, and member of editorial board of Nilambari special issue published by Head Department of Botany, Shivaji University, Kolhapur on 15th January 2016. This is the about Dr. Kamble in brief, and they will talk on a same topic, role of botanists in identification and conservation of medicinal plants. Thank you. Now over to Dr. Patsore.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your detailed introduction of our second presenter, Dr. Kamble. I request to Dr. Kamble, please unmute your mic. Dr. Kamble. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to presenter, Dr. Sharad S. Kamble. Please guide us to our esteemed audience, that is the ecologists, botanists, researchers, students, etc. So I request again, Dr. Kamble, please guide us. Thank you.
Whether everybody is able to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bhagwat sir, for the nice words. I remember everything now. It was actually legendary lecture I just listened of Professor M. Daniel sir. I listened him in Baroda conference also, which was held in 2018. Thank you, Patsore sir, for giving me this opportunity to share something which I know about the medicinal plants of our Western Ghats. And I thank the Tribhuvan sir and the Dr. Pailwan sir, Dr. Goswami sir, who is the principal of this Swami Muktananda College of Science, Yeola. My friends who are attending this webinar, and all the faculty members and those who are organizing in the organizing committees at the different capacities, and the dear students. It was actually nice to listen Daniel sir, and after Daniel sir's talk, actually there is less remain to discuss about the medicinal plant systematics, but still my lecture will be complementing Daniel sir's talk. So let's talk about the why it is actually too important, or it is important to identify the plants. The only reason which I can get out of this is everybody can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
So none of us is as like strengthened or as powerful as Hanuman. So we cannot take entire mountain. If anybody asks us that, please bring that medicinal plant to us. So we cannot lift the mountain. So we should be able to identify the plants because we cannot take it. So this was the motto, and what actually Hanuman was carried was supposed to be Sanjivani, and in several literature it has been mentioned that it is actually Selaginella bryopteris, which is a pteridophyte. The reason is actually why people are calling it a Sanjivani. The simple reason is, whenever in the market you must have seen this plant, which is actually dried in nature, and once it is been dipped into the water, it immediately sprouts again. This is quite very unusual phenomenon, which is known as resurrection capacity of that particular plant species. The same capacity and same properties actually you can see in the several other species of the grasses like tripogon and those grasses which are growing on the vertical cliffs. So once with the onset of the monsoon, these plants become green. So to several plants you can call Sanjivani, those who are having the resurrecting capacity or properties. So by now this Sanjivani, whenever you search about, you will get these selaginal plant photos. So why to identify? Just to prioritize the conservation efforts, to document our biodiversity and to our resources. So these are the mottos to identify the plant species. So if I ask a question, what is this? This leaf belong to which plant? So it is very difficult to tell when it is not, we have not seen it. But it is not the case with this particular leaf, because everybody knows this is Musa paradisica, which is known as banana. This is also, nobody needs flora to identify this particular fruit and seeds. So it is just Arachis hypogea. This is, now the question will come. Bhagwat sir, will you please mute your mic?
Bhagwat sir, Bhagwat sir, mute your mic, please.
The earlier plants, two plants you can immediately must have identified. But now if I show you this photograph, it is quite difficult, but it's not possible. You can simply identify this is Delaney indica, a Delaneaceae member which is planted in several gardens these days. And what is this? This is also a plant which is having several medicinal properties, and the name of this plant is Mina lexiflora. The reason why I have shown these particular photographs to you is the plants which you see regularly or on daily basis, you can identify easily without using even floras. But the plants which are growing in the wild habitats, you need a flora to identify particular species, or you have to get the help from the experts who are practicing taxonomy. So how actually, when exactly plant identification has to be carried out? Plant authentication. Why Daniel sir's medicines are quite, you can say, efficient than any other medication? The reason is he is a thorough botanist, legendary botanist who knows the plants, and he is not compromising with the, he is never compromising and never bargaining about the crude and raw material. He is taking the original plants. So that is why certainly results will be excellent. So before extraction, we should know the botany of the particular plant species, and that is microscopy, organoleptic properties, then taxonomy, macroscopy is there. And afterwards, one should go for the chemical characterization. But before it, one should certainly identify the plant species he or she is going to work on. Actually, plant authentication, several M.Pharm students or pharmacology or those students who are working in pharmacy field, they come to us to identify plants or plant authentication. So well before, actually once they complete their study, they come with their plant specimen. And it happens many times. There is a great story about Misa story, or you can say Embellia story. The Embellia ribes, which is known as wouding. So what is this? Of these particular two species, which is real wouding? The answer is none of these is real wouding. The left hand side photograph is of Misa indica, which is commonly adulterated these days as wouding, which is known as Embellia ribes. And this is Embellia cerimcotum, also used as substitute for the real wouding. One PhD scholar, when he was defending his open defense, and he was telling that he worked on the Embellia ribes, and he was showing these plants. And at the end of his entire doctoral work, he was actually worked on a wrong plant. He wanted to work on the Embellia ribes, and he took the plants of Misas. So the same family, this is the real Embellia ribes, which is having the good medicinal properties. Another is, it is not that difficult to identify Misa or Embellias. They belong to same family, of course, Myrcinaceae family, and easy characters, whether calyx tube is enclosing entire fruit or whether it is not enclosing entire fruit. Fruit is many seeded, fruit is one seeded. That's why many times I tell my students, those who can count up to 10, I can teach them taxonomy. The reason is, there are very few characters which counts more than 10. We say directly infinite, though we can count it, we say infinite. So up to 10, one who can count, he can easily identify Embellia or Misa. You can see if seeds are many in a fruit, it is Misa, and if fruits are single seeded, it certainly goes to Embellia. But this simple identification has not been performed before carrying out the entire research. That mislead the entire results, and that's why we are actually, sir was telling that we are killing by selling. If you give a wrong drug to a right person, it will certainly, it is actually, we are compromising his health. So that is why identification is quite important. This is another interesting story about the Uni or a Kanni tribe in the Kerala. The team of scientists, Pushpangadan sir was there leading that team. They were going to the forest of the Kerala or Kerala Tamil Nadu border. And these Kanni tribe people who were accompanying this team of scientists, while walking, they were eating some fruits. And they were not at all actually tired some, but all the scientists were tired. They were sitting at particular distance. And they asked what you are eating, and that's why you are quite actually, you are easily, you can walk and these. But finally, whose mic is on? fruits were Trichopas gelanicus, subspecies or variety Travancoriacus, a Dioscoriaceae member. The fruits are actually smaller. You can see these are the fruits. This is the plant with the Cani tribe people, and they made one product known as Jivni. Story does not end here. This was the traditional knowledge possessed by these Cani tribe people. The knowledge has been came out as it was not sanctioned patent for this particular product, but only the product they can make, and there is a license, and one cannot make this several this product unless and until they get the permission from this tribe people or from the TBGR, Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute. So the largest amount of this income is being shared to the particular these Kani tribe people. They have built someone is annotating the screen and talking. Can we find out? So the largest share of this particular finding and the product goes to the
Sunil Dhanawate, please mute your mic. Sunil Dhanawate, mute your mic, please.
So, so that product, the share is going to the Kanni tribe people, and they have constructed several hospitals and schools and the hygiene facilities for that tribe people. So the traditional knowledge which we are getting from the tribes, the share has to be gone to those people who are actually sharing their knowledge. So that is the actually one and only example which I remember or which I know by now. So these kind of examples should be in the many numbers so that those tribal people get the benefit from their traditional knowledge. Likewise, there are several people and several tribes and several plants which are using by the used by those tribe people or tribal people. They are sharing their knowledge, but they are not getting any benefits. So this is Trichopa gelanicus subspecies Travancoriacus member, which is Dioscoriaceae member. Let's have a tour to Western Ghats to see some of the medicinal plants. Some of those interesting stories. Andrographis paniculata. Whether everybody can see the photographs clearly or annotated screen is also visible. Some scratches are on the screen.
Clearly visible, sir.
Okay.
Clearly visible.
Okay. I see some annotations over on the photographs. So it's all right. Andrographis paniculata. These days, when entire world is facing this pandemic situation, the plant which actually reduces your fever is this Andrographis paniculata. This plant is having this particular property, acanthaceae member, which we get in the drier parts of our country. One of my friend, he worked on the entire genus for India as far as his revision is concerned. Ajay Hemadan was asking, what is real Brahmi? Of course, there are several controversies, but we should not go into those controversies, but you should know is common names are several. Your purpose should be focused on for what purpose you want that particular plant. It may be Brahmi or it may be Mandukparni. Your purpose, for example, if you want as a memory enhancer, in the several literature and the published research shows that Bacopa monieri, which is Plantagenaceae member, earlier it was Scrofulariaceae, now it is Plantagenaceae. This Bacopa monieri, which is growing in the actually you can say the wetlands, along the even gutters where actually the polluted water it is growing. This Bacopa monieri is actually memory enhancer. This Centella asiatica, one sir was asking about the snake bites. So this particular species, Centella asiatica, Mandukparni, which is Apiaceae member, which is actually prominent medicine on the snake bites, which has been actually the data given by the tribal people or the people who are using those tribe people, they are using these particular plants. They have shared this data. One should validate these particular facts with the help of Daniel, sir. Then it will be complementing research. So this Bacopa monieri and this Centella asiatica, Mandukparni and Brahmi, they belong to two different families. One is polypetally, one is gamopetally. There is huge difference. And sir was telling that the leaves of the even Meremia hydraceae is also been adulterated as Brahmi or Mandukparni. This plant, which is grown or which is you can see everywhere in our forest areas as undergrowth, Solanum angui, known as chichurde. So this particular species is actually very bitter in taste. Even actually that even you see the more bitter than the Karela. But it is natural antioxidants, which whatever is bitter is actually good tonic, you know, or as a good medicine. It prevents oxidative damage, and finally it is helpful on the aging and cancer, leukorrhea, skin cuts, and scorpion sting. Those who are having scorpion bites, they can use. These people are using these particular species as far as those intestinal worms, toothache, tooth decay, these diseases are concerned, which is Solensis member wild. People are making vegetable out of these also. Euphorbia antiquorum is another plant which is actually quite a promising plant, which is known used on the edema, bone fractures, and body pain, and several. You see one plant, but how many medicinal uses? And sir was telling that how one plant can be, because these plants are having several chemical compounds actually secreted as a secondary metabolites when they are actually going under stress. So these plants are growing in drier parts, so that certainly they will secrete some of these secondary metabolites, which can be, we can exploit them for our purposes. This is Agasthymalea pauciflora, which is Bedom's species, very close to our Garcinias. It is used on the infectious diseases. This is Southern Western Ghats species, growing in the Southern Western Ghats, Kerala and Tamil Nadu borders and Kerala's. Okay. These are several species of the Syzygium. Syzygium litum, Syzygium hemispericum. This Syzygium litum is endemic and rare plant. The Syzygium claviflorum and all other eugenias, they are these particular species, they are used on the snake bites and several. And one of the Syzygium cumini seeds, sir used in his diabetic preparation or formulations. So anti-diabetics on snake bites and on several such diseases, one can use the Syzygium because they belong to Myrtaceae family, which is actually well known for its smell and the volatile oils. Canarium strictum. Canarium strictum is when we are walking to the forest, some larvae are around, caterpillar larvae. They have some poisonous hairs, and if they on actually if you get those hairs on your body, exposed parts of your body, you get itching whole day. To avoid such kind of things, you can use this Canarium strictum, which is again a evergreen plant which occurs in the southern western Ghats. Heal cracks in the bodies, then mosquito repellent, and it is for the resin also. So people prepare dhoop also out of this. The resin which has been extracted from the wood of the Canarium strictum used as a resin, or we know as a dhoop or agarbattis. Concinium or Cocinium fenestratum, which is used on the joint pain, jaundice, headaches. This is a Menis permaceae member, which is rare. The medicinal plants, some of the medicinal plants, they are rare. How to conserve those medicinal plants, we'll see little later. But these plants are actually rare in occurrence because of the overexploitation. And to avoid these, people these days, they are developing some of the nursery techniques for this also. Caparis muni, a Caparidaceae member. One fruit is of this size, big mango size fruit. One fruit cost about 100 rupees, which grows on the evergreen lateritic plateaus in the northern western Ghats. That fruit is been smuggled to the Gujarat, and what happens to those fruits, nobody knows. So that is why we have treasure of the medicinal plants. Sir was telling we have plenty plants, but the extraction and solvent properties we should know so that we can utilize them. Garcinias, everybody of us know that. We know the kokum sarbat and amsul. We extract from the Garcinia indigas. It is an acidity, against the acidity and anti-obesity plant. You see, there is in the market we have these Garcinia capsules, appetite supplement, Garcinia kombucha on the even TV, television also advertisement you can see that it is actually obesity depressant, or it is anti-obesity plants. People are taking its juice to reduce their weights. Nothapoditis pneumoniana, when I was working for my PhD in the Shivaji University, Kolhapur, forest department used to bring some of the woods and some of the blocks to identify what plant it is actually people are smuggling from our check post if they have raid. And 2 rupees per kg they used to sell this Notopotatus bark, Narkya in Marathi. It was called a Narkya because it is having very fetid smell, very bad smell. And 2 rupees kg per that sample they were selling. This went to Japan, and then when Camptothecin come to India or anywhere in the market, you can see the price. You see the price, it is 2.96 lakh per kilogram and almost 3 lakh rupees per kg Camptothecin. So extraction, you see the value and you see the selling value. People have become so much rich by even selling the woods, and you can imagine the difference between 2 rupees per kg to 3 lakh rupees per kg. This is the treasure which we are having. So now this plant is known as Amruta. It is not, nobody is calling it as Narkya. So it is used on the psoriasis, scabies, cancerous wounds and epilepsy. Camptothecin is an anti-cancerous compound which is present in this Notopotatus pneumoniana, which is the member of Icacinaceae. So the population in the Western Ghats is quite abundant, but been exploited at larger scale. Chol mogra oil, which is again very important medicinally, which has been actually extracted from the Hydnocarpus pentandrus. This is the Hydnocarpaceae member, and this particular plant been utilized on used as a skin on the skin diseases and wounds and scabies. So this we have actually developed several plant lights in the Shivaji University Kolhapur. As far as rose oil is concerned, when we were studying BSc, some people were telling that 2.5 lakh rupees per kg or per liter, that is the value of the rose oil. But now it is went up to 4 lakh rupees per liter because it is been used in the several preparations. This protect liver from the stomach, from the infections, boost confidence, prevents wounds from the developing infections, cures convolutions and several such medicines. And in Arab countries, this has been used as because it is having too much smell. So people are using this. So that is why even rose oil is quite costly as far as rather than our wild plants. Artocarpus gomegianus, again a evergreen member. Artocarpus, we know the jackfruit. So it is, you can say, closest relative of the jackfruit. This much size the fruits. Artocarpus gomegianus. It is used on the skin diseases, ulcer, asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, and scabies, and several such diseases. What you should know is that we have several plants which we can use for these several purposes, but we should know the exact plant. For that, identification is quite essential. So the role of botanist here is to go to the field and to collect the real plant, which original plant, which is to be utilized by the practitioners. Artocarpus hirsutus exactly looks like our jackfruit, a small jackfruit you can say. The snake bite, some teacher sir was asking from Odisha that what are the plants which are used against the snake bite. So this is the plant which is used against snake bite and asthma. This is actually the uses told by the tribal people. Barlerias, Katekoranti or Vajradanti. So we have several Barlerias. In India, there are more than 26 species of Barlerias and they are used for the various purposes. In Nashik district itself, there are more than 61 species of Barlerias. One of them is Barleria gibsoni, which grows along the pate and those areas. It is used against acidity. These are other species of Barlerias: Barleria paronitis, Barleria pratensis, Barleria cyanidrica, Barleria lavi, and lavaniana. These species we get in Nashik district itself. So there are several uses you can see: toothache, asthma, urinary irritations, abortion, jaundice, cough, of course, because these Acanthaceae member closest of the Justicia adathoda, from which we can extract the vesicine. So it is very closest relative of the Adulsa. So that is why certainly it will be useful on the cough. So these species we are having in plenty. Now if you take the tour of Western Ghats or Northern Western Ghats, you will see several of those plants, they are in the flowering. So and used on the several such instances. Smithia purpurea, people call it as duckweed or kaula in Marathi. So Smithia purpurea is something which is people are making vegetable out of the leaves, and it is anti-fertility factor. It is having anti-fertility factor for the females. Dr. Prabha Bhogaukar from the Amravati, she worked on these plants in on the several Smithias, and she come to conclusion that it is actually having anti-fertility factor. So that's why it stops the ovulation for certain period of time when people are actually consuming this. And that's why we have seen that the tribal populations are never actually exploding. Pinda concordances, and recently my colleagues, they have discovered Pinda Shiringi also from the Harishandragarh. So Pindas in Marathi they call Panda. So Pindas and seeds and fruits of the Pandas, they are having several volatile oils, being Apiaceae member, coriander family. It has, those people are using these seeds in making curries and in as a as a spices. So Pinda concordances. As far as these Lamiaceae members are concerned, several of them are mosquito repellents because they have volatile oils and they get you get the good smell once you go close to those plants. So Rotheca serrata is one known as, in Marathi they call Bharangi. This plant, people prepare vegetable out of the tender leaves, and Anisomylus mulbarica is a insect repellent, mosquito repellent. So Leonotis nepetifolia is also one of the plant which is now growing as a weed along the roadside. Several places you must have seen this. People are using it on the paralysis, skin diseases, rheumatism, scorpion stings, urinary diseases, epilepsy, asthma. It is anti-cancerous. Several plants are anti-cancerous. Only thing is you have to validate it. There are several people sharing their knowledge, but we have to validate it. Somebody should validate it. So study should be, or research should be undertaken on the validation of such kind of medicinal plants, not on just reporting what are the medicinal plants are actually occurring in and around our cities. So postnatal swellings regulates the periods for the human. Sir was asking, Daniel sir was asking if he's in the meeting, that he didn't get the original Saraka Ashoka or Saraka Indica. We have in plenty in the southern part of our Kolhapur district, Saraka Ashoka plenty. So if sir wants, sir can contact me or anybody, Yadav sir student, he will get actually truckload of Saraka bark water if you want. So that his work will not stop because he's working hard on the problems of the female, and so that the material should not stop him from working. So please sir contact us. Plectranthus barbatus. Plectranthus barbatus is in Marathi it is known as mine mole. In Kolhapur, in drier parts of the Kolhapur and Sangli, people are using pickle out of these roots of the Plectranthus, which is actually people are saying that it is against the kidney stone people are using. It is like sore in taste. So that is why the treasure is with us. Those who had eaten these particular fruits known as Ziziphus rugosa, it is used in the several diseases, you see, loose motions, treatment of white discharge, diabetes, boils, bone fracture. It is Rhamnaceae member. So this particular plant is occurring in plenty in our Nashik district and so several drier parts. So we should utilize this. Mucuna pruriens. It is also a plant which is used against the snake bite. So another important discovery which was worked in Shivaji University Kolhapur, Dr. Bapat sir and his students, including Yadav sir and his lab students, the leodopamine content which is used in the Parkinson's disease, the one species which was described by Yadav sir and school in the from the Junnar, Mucuna sanjapi, has the highest that leodopamine content which is used against the Parkinson's disease. So that is why this mucuna is actually used in the several sexual disorders. Like several medicinal practitioners are giving it as a aphrodisiac also. So it is rheumatoid arthritis, earache, intestinal worms, and seminal weakness, kidney stones. On several diseases, mucuna pruriens in Marathi known as khaskuiri, it's been utilized. So that is why this mucuna, we have more than 18 species in India. So some of the fruits, 18 species, which are all are growing in the Shivaji University campus. Those who are having wish, they can go and see. So Mukuna Sanjeev, this was published in the Genetic Resources and Crop Evolution. My colleagues have discovered this. My colleague, Dr. Adsud, he worked on the chlorophytum revision for India, and chlorophytum borealianum, which is aphrodisiac in nature. So this is the real Safed Musri. Some sir was asking if we cultivate them, certainly it will lose its property, because unless and until they are going under stress, plants will not actually produce anything, because for stress only they are producing those secondary metabolites. And if you cultivate them, water regularly, there is no need to produce such kind of secondary metabolites. So that's why it has to be grown in the drier parts, or wherever they are growing, such kind of habitat should be given. So for physical weakness, health tonic, debility, anti-fertility property, on several aspects, this chlorophytum borealianum has been used. Artemisia, artemisinin. In last CSIR net, this question was asked, what is artemisinin is, whether it is polyamine or whether it is alkaloid or phenolic or whatever it is. So this artemisinin is a Artemisia nigricans is a asteraceae member, and it is in the, if you are using the ointment against the mosquitoes, the content is this artemisinin. And Artemisia we get actually abundant in along our hill slopes. Caparis gelenica is also used against the snake bites. Caparis gelenica, which is commonly growing in our drier parts, and people are using media. People are actually preparing vegetable out of its fruits, tender fruits. Acheranthus aspera is amaranthus member. In Marathi, it is called as aghada. But the name you forget, common names you forget. You just focus on the properties those plants are having. It is diuretic in nature, easy for childbirth, epilepsy, antidote to the poisonous bites. So several such kinds of anemia, gastrointestinal disorders, menstrual disorders. So Acheranthus we are having plenty, and we have several species. More than 3-4 species they are there in the Western Ghats itself. So those who want to work, they can get the real original material from us, and they can start their work. Whoever wants the correct identified materials, certainly they should not worried about the material they will get. So they should work for the posteriority. Galanthamine is the compound, cardiac glycoside, and these. Crinum mulbaricum is the species described from my own lab. Dr. Manoj Lekak sir and Yadav sir, they described from the Kerala, Peria Kasargod. You see the plant having 25 or 20 feet long leaves. And this is the paper which was published in Current Science. You see the galanthamine content is highest. How much highest? It is 0.3. So you see, highest amount of galanthamine was reported in this Crinum mulbaricum, the species which was remain unnoticed for centuries. And after the discovery of this plant, the team members, they discovered that the galanthamine is quite higher in this particular species. So discoveries made by the botanists, they will be helpful for the people who are working in the medicinal botany. Sir was telling about Jyotishmati as a memory enhancer. For memory enhancer itself, we are having several plants. Jyotishmati, known as Celastrus paniculatus, and subspecies aggregatus also. We are having 2 subspecies in our Maharashtra and India, you can see. So Celastrus, this is Malcongoni or Jyotishmati. This oil is actually a memory enhancer on several disorders of the mental disorders, on the brain tonic, it has been used. So this is there in and around our cities. Another point which I wanted to always focus is whom to conserve. There are of course several medicinal plants, but which medicinal plants to be conserved? Whether we can conserve this particular person, whether we should save this particular person. So we don't know whether to save or not. We cannot take a decision. When we will take decision, now we can certainly say that yes, we should save this particular person because he is very much actually very important person for India. Of course, he is not playing these days, but even though he is actually Bharat Ratna, so we should save him. So when we know particular person, we certainly know that we should save him. Likewise, when we know what plants we are having in our Western Ghats or in and around us, then and then only we'll be able to save them. So to conserve something, we should know it before conserving. So whom to conserve? So there are several, now there were several problems about medicinal plant exploitation for the uses. People are extracting, people are taking Hirda, Beda from their Belleric from the field, and there are low seed germination, the regeneration is less, and in the future the plants will be certainly rare. So there are several, you can say, so with forest department, we are actually training forest department people to identify the medicinal plants, to regenerate, to generate the several seedlings by collecting the seeds at proper timing. Seed germination technologies has to be shared with the forest department so that they can, rather than planting the Australian plants or the exotic plants, they can cultivate our own plants. They can cultivate same plants in our own forests, so that we'll get in return the medicinal seeds or fruits or the bark of the plants which are of medicinal importance. So we are trying this. Who actually told us to conserve plants? It is not this current trend. Actually, from the 16th century itself, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj himself, he told there is one Ajna Patra. It's like an order that one should not cut the tree even if it is actually dried in nature. He or she has to take permission before cutting it from the farmers. So the tradition is very older of the conservation of the plant species for various purposes. And Sant Tukaram Maharaj, he also told Vrikshavalya Amaswari. So people, it is in the 16th century itself, we know the conservation of the plants, nature. So these particular species which are actually useful to us, so we have to conserve it. People have told us, now it is our duty to conserve this. How to conserve? How to conserve? For that, you should know that there are several people, they are working in the conservation areas. So there is lead botanical garden at Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Professor Yadav, who is my guide, PhD guide, and conserved several rare plants, Camptorrhiza, which is colchicine indicating plant. Colchicine, you know, everybody of us know that what is colchicine and what is its cost. Dipcades and Erinnocarpus and Abetulons and Hubade and whatnot. More than 300 plus rare plants have been conserved, and more than 1,500 species are growing in the lead botanical garden. So these people are conserving the plants. What? By how? Dr. Arun Chandore, Dr. Avinash Adsud in the Jawahar College. You see how much efforts they are taking. On the head they are carrying these particular plants. They are digging up because some houses were actually about to come there. So they are taking these plants and growing in our garden. Dr. Avinash Golve, now assistant professor in VNI College, Nashik. Please mute your mic. Hello, please mute your mic. Dr. Avinash Golve, now he is an assistant professor in Nashik. When he was PhD scholar, you see, Euphorbia gokakensis he is carrying to his head to conserve in the lead botanical garden. Bij Mata, Padma Shri also, Mrs. Rahibai Popere in Ahmednagar, just for her passion towards conserving the seeds and our resources. अरे माइक कोणा चालू आहे?
Hello. Please mute your mic.
It is
Participants, please mute your mic. Sonone sir.
ମୁଁ ସେଟା କାଲି କହିଲି ପଚାରିଲେ କେମିତି ଏଣ୍ଡା ହେଲା ତମ ନାଁ ଉପରେ ଟପ ରେ ଥିଲା ତମ ନାଁ କଟା ହେଇଛି ତମ ମାର୍କ କେତେ ଅଛି?
Sir, please.
So Bij Mata, people are calling her as a Bij Mata these days because she is very much mad towards conserving the seeds. So that conservation is very important as far as our resources are concerned. So she is now recently been conferred with the Padma Shri Award for her work and passion. So though we are learned people, how much seeds we have conserved, we should ask ourselves. So because she didn't learn anything, she knows the value of the seeds and resources in the future. So she got the award, you know that. So to the forest department, while training, we told them these are the plants which has to be, the care has to be taken of these plants. Seed has to be collected at particular time span, and seedling has to be actually prepared so that we can plant in the forest areas itself. so that in the future we will get the benefits. So training to the forest department to identify the mukunas, what are their resources which are important. In the Shivaji University, when we were working, seeds and seed bank, we used to collect, and several people used to donate whatever seeds they are collecting, more than 250 species, including rate. Yadav sir's lecture, you must have seen these photographs, that these are my senior colleagues, like Professor Yadav is there with Anjali Laude ma'am, she's Kavya, she's Swapnaja Deshpande, working on the lead garden projects. Then you see how much seeds were seedlings were germinated, and seedlings were distributed to the people. Those plants which are not actually, we cannot propagate them by the traditional methods, tissue culture have been utilized, and Dr. Arun Chandore sir was working on this particular aspect, Ceropegia fantastica conservation. So this is the mist chamber and tissue culture medium, and by using tissue culture technique, you can propagate some of the medicinal plants which are of a lot of importance, and the traditional methods are not working. So these are the conservation efforts. Finally, actually, as far as conservation is concerned, forest actually hair will grow, but forest, it is really difficult. So conserve our forest and to for our own existence. There are several medicinal plants other than these also. Whatever I have showed is very even minute, actually minute of the minute. There are several medicinal plants in the drier parts of the country, like Rajasthan is having aloe, Northeast India having leucorrhea, that is glycyrrhizas. So there are several medicinal plants in the all the corners of our country. It is our duty to conserve those plants. It is our duty to learn those plants. So those who are in the meeting, those who want something for their research, they can work on the any plant, because there was a saying that none of the plant on this planet is useless. We are actually less used those resources. Every plant is having its medicinal properties. Just thing is, only thing is, we should go, we should collect, and we should characterize for its properties. Then and then only we'll be able to serve our nation, like Daniel sir is serving. Once people is actually getting cured by his drug, certainly there is no service which is as good as like curing some person who is actually gain the pains. So that is why those who want anything regarding plants, they can certainly contact me or Dr. Avinash or Dr. Avinash Golve, or anybody, any other student will certainly help you to work on the medicinal plant systematics and medicinal plant extractions. And finally, I thank all the audience for the patience listening. Now session is open for the discussion or some questions. I will be happy to answer. Thank you, Patsore sir, for giving me opportunity to share something which I know about the medicinal plants. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Kamble, for giving very informative speech on identification and conservation of medicinal plants. And in his lecture, sir told us that there is the responsibility of government to conserve the all medicinal plants, but this is the duty of each and every common person, common people, to plant and to conserve all these plants which are medicinally important. Actually, all the plants are medicinally important, and sir guided us very interestingly. They developed the interest in his lecture on conservation of medicinal plants to our esteemed audience. Sir, this is the very informative lecture, and after that, now we call to participants that if they have any questions, please ask. Our presenter, Dr. Kamble, is ready to answer your each and every questions. So please ask any questions if you have.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Gauri
yes, you are
Hello.
audible. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, namaste, Professor Kamble, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, no questions to ask because, sir, what I find during in your presentation, sir, is quite excellent. I'm a fan of taxonomy.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you.
and sir, I'm a student. Not no way to thank me. Yeah, because sir, your presentation, what I find the latest presentation of yours, your in your slides, every plant name, every plant description, everything is updated according to ICN and the latest code. That part I find, that family updation, that what another important thing you told during your presentation, that is conservation of Bharat Ratna.
Yes.
Exemplifying, showing the photograph of
Sachin
Bharat
Tendulkar.
Ratna Sachin Tendulkar. So that part I want to highlight, sir.
Yes.
That the conservation of the plant taxonomists is the need of the hour, so as to conserve the heritage of the not only the Western Ghats but the heritage of the entire India in particular and the world in general. So that part, and very excellent session. And I want to just share my one of experience with you, that just before 15 days, I had an experience of attending a presentation of your teacher, Professor S.R. Yadav, sir.
Yes.
Very excellent session. Again, coincidence with you that you are the direct student of Professor Sir. Very nice session. And also, we are very much thankful also from Odisha. Some people are, some of our friends are there attending this session. And on behalf of the entire state, I extend my heartfelt thanks to the entire team as well as Professor Kamble sir
Thank you.
for such a nice session. Very two nice presentations, Daniel sir and yours. So
Thank
the main name is problem in finding a person who is capable to identify that plant. That is the
Everybody,
main problem. Sir.
everybody is taxonomist by birth itself. We can identify. Only thing is we should have passion to go to the field and to collect the plant.
That now is that thing is now lacking. So
Yes.
by taking the legacy of the taxonomist and genius like you, the youngsters, and we will follow you, sir. You exactly. Thank you all. Thank you particularly, sir, you for your painstaking effort for carrying out such a nice profession in taxonomy, and very nice presentation, very updated. One important thing I find, the updated presentation. The name, for example, you just as per the person asked regarding Brahmi.
Yes.
Also, sir, you exemplified there is a huge difference, huge gap between Plantagenecy and IPSC. There is a huge gap between Plantagenesis and IPSC in form of the floristic structure. So that part, that part we should know, and particularly our teaching community, research community is totally lacking. In this forum I open this, that they're totally lacking. They only know the morphology, root, stem, leaf, but then no actually core taxonomies. Only by identifying, going to the field, identifying the plants is not fulfilled. The proper identification, what you told. So actually we are thankful, and we again in future, if again any opportunity we find, we all never miss you, sir. Sir, exactly. Thank you, sir. Thank you also. Thank you, the organizer. Namaste, namaste, sir. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Gauri.
Sir, good,
From
sir.
Orissa.
Odisha.
Orissa, for your nice question, sir.
Sir, actually, sir, I have done my PhD in plant taxonomy.
Okay. Nice feedback, sir, for us.
Sir.
Now, sir, myself, Dr. Patsori MV.
Sir, I also come in contact with you over phone, sir. Over phone, I contacted you in the morning.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
My questions to Dr. Kamble, sir.
Okay, sir.
You have told about the Andrographis paniculata. It is an anti-fever agent.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I want to know which part of this plant contains such active principle, sir, and how we can extract it.
Extraction part I don't know. Only thing I know is the whole plant is used by the communities for their extraction. What they are doing is the powder form they are giving. Only thing is they take a entire plant, whole plant. Yes, and extraction only Dan Yersel can answer because I'm a core taxonomy person.
Okay, sir.
Sir is right. Sir is right, sir.
Thank you, sir. Actually, Dr. Kamble, sir, is the student of Dr. S.R. Yadav, and who is a father of, actually we call it a modern, father of modern taxonomist.
Yes, yes,
from Kolhapur University. So,
yes, sir.
You know there are 12 hotspots of biodiversity in India.
Yes.
And there is one from Maharashtra, that is Western Ghat.
Yes.
So I think Dr. Kamble is not the teacher, so who teaches in the rooms or in the classes, but actually he is always in the field in a search of different medicinal plants as well as different weeds, which are useful for the human being as a medicinal as well as nutritious also. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
Hello, hello,
okay.
hello, sir. I'm
Okay.
Mr. K.K. Bagdane. I belong
Ask your
to,
question, sir.
yes, sir. I belong to H.V. Desai College, Pune.
Okay, sir.
I won't have any question as such, but being a taxonomist, I would like to congratulate you. In the last month, I went to Siagat Fort.
Okay, sir.
So somewhere in the middle portion, the local person was there. So he said 15 days before, Kamble sir came to this particular place and he was searching for Ceropegia.
Okay.
So I'm glad to mention this particular incidents and we are exploring, we are trying our best. Your excellent lecture, I really enjoyed. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I hope
Thank you, sir.
this answers your questions. And I think we have covered all of your questions and points in both sessions. That is the lecture of Dr. Daniel sir as well as Dr. Kamble sir. And is there anything else you want to clear before we wrap up? So I request to again Dr. Kamble, if you want to say about this webinar at the last, and then there is a feedback. So I will request you one to two participants to give feedback about our national webinar in botany. So if anything else is behind, so please, Dr. Kamble sir, I request you to cover it within a few minutes.
Yes, yes, sir. I'll take 1 minute only. Those who are actually working for their PhDs on the medicinal plants, especially if they are extracting something, or even they are working on some of the plants for some their uses, or for their classical taxonomic studies also. And before consulting the particular person, now everybody is having access to the internet, to the researchgate, to the Google Scholar. Before taking the judgment from anybody, please confirm whether you are taking the judgment or the expert guidance from the particular expert person only, real expert person, because this is creating the huge data which is actually misleading to the conclusions. So sometime there are several such people who are around us who can tell you the name of the plants. Just by telling the name of the plants, nobody can be taxonomist. And as I know the plants also, I cannot be a taxonomist. The practicing, you should identify. If I tell you something Parthenium Hysterophorus, you should certainly check once that whether it is really matching the characters. Floras are available online, everything is there. So confirm before writing anything, so that India is actually among the top 6 bogus researches, bogus research papers. India is also in the top 6 or 7 position. So to avoid this, to minimize or maximize this number, we should certainly work hard. And as far as plant sciences are concerned, this is actually really a pity situation these days. Daniel sir was telling that one person, he was MSc taxonomy and he could not give him the correct Saraka, so that his research or his production was stopped. This is really pity thing in Maharashtra itself. So for that, consulting or contacting the correct people will certainly save over a lot of efforts and energy and money, time also. So this is what I wanted to tell, that consult before confirming, consult before writing anything, drafting or drawing any conclusion. Please consult anybody and see that whether he is really actually expert in that particular field or not. That is only I can tell.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Our services are always free of cost. You can consult, you can disturb any time to us, because being teacher, we cannot charge anybody anything. Anybody can ask anything to us. So that is free, completely free of charge.
Certainly, sir. Certainly, teachers are the social workers, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We cannot charge anything. We can simply, we will help you, but correct things should be go ahead. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think we are good for now. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure being with you all today. We have come to the
Nitin
end of
Salve sir
our
asked
webinar.
about plant list website. Provides excellent information regarding correct name, accepted name of all plants. How do they see the recent literature? For example, now all of you know the Caralluma or Freria or anything. Now it has everything has been shifted to the Ceropegia, genus Ceropegia. So this is nothing like correct name is nothing. You should work on the correct plants. Names will taken care of. Anybody can at the end of the day the indices are there to identify the what is the correct name of that particular plant. We should work on the correct plant. Plant is different, name is there will be 1,000+ names for a single plant. This can happen. So name is okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Now this is the time to come to the end of our webinar. I would like to thank everyone who made this meeting possible and success. And at the last, now I request to Dr. S.W. Patale, the Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Swami Muktanand Science College, Yeola, to offer vote of thanks to everyone who participated in this webinar. Dr. S.W. Patale.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. It is really great that this national level webinar turned out to be very successful. I am Dr. Sudham Patre and I am here to present the vote of thanks to the people who made this event successful. On behalf of IPSC and Department of Botany, I give really heartfelt vote of thanks to our President Dr. Amrut Sapelwan, Secretary Deepak Gaikwad and Management Sri Gurudev Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Yeola, who spent their valuable time gracing the occasion. I am thankful to Principal Dr. Dhanraj Goswami, Swami Muktananda College of Science, Yeola, who permitted and guided us to conduct this webinar and given warm welcome for all participants. I am also thankful to IPSC coordinator Professor Ajay Tribhuvan for granting this webinar and his welcome speech. I should mention the deep meaning of appreciation for Professor Dr. M. Daniel for his performance on role of botanist on production of high quality herbal medicines. In addition, we are grateful to the Dr. Sharad Kamble for his second session on role of botanist in the identification and conservation of medicinal plants. We are also grateful to Dr. Avinash Adsur, Head Department of Botany, Jawahar College, District Palghar. Department of Botany of our college also grateful to our alumni, Professor Namdev Mahale, Onde College, District Palghar. Department of Botany also extend vote of thanks to all faculties and non-teaching staff of Swami Muktananda College of Science, Yeola. We are grateful to all participants, which include faculty members of various colleges, research students, and college students from different states of India, like Maharashtra, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, Telangana, Delhi, Kerala, Jammu, Chandigarh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, as well as participants from Pakistan. I am also thankful to all technical team who is working behind the curtain. Professor Bachao, Professor Ajay Tribhuvan, Avinash Bakay, and Thombre. I also extend Head Department of Botany for nice anchoring Thanks to Dr. Sudham Patre and Vilas Bhagwat for nice introduction of the speaker of the session. Finally, I extend vote of thanks to all those personnel who directly or indirectly involved and helped us for success of the webinar. With kind permission of President, can I declare the conclusion of the session, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
With kind permission of President.
Feedback, sir.
Okay. Are you providing the feedback link, sir?
Okay, we will provide the feedback link on their mail of the participants. They get the link on their mail.
Okay.
In 15 to 20 minutes, we provide the link.
Okay. So
Okay,
within
sir. Thank you.
15 to 20-minute feedback link will be provided on your mail. Please fill the form of feedback. With kind permission of President, I declare the conclusion of this national webinar. Thanks all the participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.